I never should have bought that old radio at the garage sale. The elderly woman who sold it to me had a strange glint in her eye as she handed it over, her gnarled fingers lingering on its dented metal casing. "It likes to talk," she whispered, her voice barely audible. I laughed it off at the time. The radio sat on my nightstand for weeks before I decided to try it out. It was a clunky thing from the 1940s, all vacuum tubes and bakelite knobs. When I plugged it in, the tubes glowed an eerie orange, casting shadows on my bedroom wall. At first, all I got was static. I fiddled with the dial, searching for a clear signal, but the white noise persisted. As I was about to give up, a voice emerged from the crackling, faint at first, then growing stronger. "Hello?" it called. "Can anyone hear me?" I froze. The voice sounded desperate, pleading. Against my better judgment, I responded. "I can hear you. Who is this?" There was a pause, filled only by the soft hiss of static. Then, "Oh, thank God. I've been trying to reach someone for so long. Please, you have to help me." The voice belonged to a young woman. She sounded terrified. "What's wrong? How can I help?" I asked, my heart racing. "I don't know where I am," she sobbed. "It's so dark here, so cold. I think I might be dead." A chill ran down my spine. This had to be some kind of prank, right? But the fear in her voice seemed so real. "What's your name?" I asked, trying to keep my own voice steady. "Emily," she replied. "My name is Emily Carter. I went missing 3 years ago. Please, you have to find my body. I can't rest until I'm found." I spent the next few days researching Emily Carter. To my horror, I discovered she was real. A 19-year-old college student who had vanished without a trace in 2020. The case had gone cold. Her family left without closure. Each night, I turned on the radio. Emily's voice always came through, growing more desperate with each passing day. She described fragments of memories, a wooded area, the sound of rushing water, the scent of pine needles. I shared this information with the police, but they were skeptical of my anonymous tip. Weeks passed. Emily's pleas became more frantic, punctuated by bouts of static that seemed to scream. I barely slept, consumed by the need to help her. Then, one night, something changed. As I turned on the radio, instead of Emily's voice, I heard a cacophony of whispers. Dozens, maybe hundreds of voices overlapping, all crying out for help. I recognized Emily's among them, but she was drowned out by the others. "Please," they begged in unison. "Find us, save us, join us." The static grew louder, drowning out the voices. The radio's glow intensified, pulsing like a heartbeat. I tried to turn it off, but the knob came off in my hand. The voices rose to a fever pitch, and I felt a tugging sensation, as if the radio was trying to pull me in. In a panic, I yanked the plug from the wall. The radio went silent, its glow fading. But in the silence that followed, I heard something that made my blood run cold. A whisper right next to my ear. "We're waiting for you." I destroyed the radio that night, smashing it to pieces and burying the remains in my backyard. But sometimes, late at night, I still hear the static, and in that static, voices calling my name, begging me to join them. I know one day I'll answer that call, and when I do, I wonder who will hear my voice through the radio, pleading for help.